So, something came in the mail today. It's something I've been waiting for a long time. I wonder what's in here. I'll give you a clue. It's a game. So, let's get right into it. Some of you may or may not recognize Timewalk Games. They're a company that makes reproduction game cartridges for Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo. I think they're getting into Genesis now, but I ordered a package from them 5 weeks ago. It finally came now. I was watching them for about a month or so, maybe a couple months, and then they were closed for orders. As soon as they opened up, I managed to get on into it because it takes them about a month to make the game, and then luckily it only took about a week to ship it. Since I'm in Canada and the company's from the States. Oh, need more drink. That's the good stuff. Usually takes a little bit longer for shipping to come in, but anyway, I'll just dive right into it. There are a couple Super Nintendo games, some things I've been waiting for a long time. Nintendo let me down when the Super Nintendo was in its end of its life cycle, but luckily nowadays we have independent companies that come up to save the day. Oh, they're both in here. Oh, I can't believe this is awesome. Finally! What is it? 17 years later than these two were supposed to come out? It's about freaking time. So, first up we have Star Fox 2. Cartridge, box, sealed completely. Oh, I'm really looking forward to playing this. Star Fox 1 was a great game, got me really hooked into it, but then they teased you Nintendo Power saying that Star Fox 2 was going to come out. And then every month for about a year they kept showing pictures of Star Fox 2, and then they had even little screenshots of demos playing at E3 and whatnot. And then one day they just decided, no, we're not going to make it anymore. And you didn't hear anything about it for years until the internet came about, and you discover that they decided to cancel it so they can make Star Fox 64 in order to sell more Nintendo 64s. Essentially screwing people that didn't buy Nintendo 64. Anyways. Then the other game, Seiken Densetsu 3, or Secret of Mana 2, however you want to call it. Yeah, I started off playing Squaresoft games. It was actually a buddy of mine got me into Final Fantasy 3 for Super Nintendo, which would be Final Fantasy 6 as we know it now. So from that went over Secret of Mana, and then Chrono Trigger, Secret of Evermore, and then eventually start reading Nintendo Power again. Secret of Mana 2 coming this summer. And then you wait for it, you're anxious, and then eventually kind of disappears. And then the same thing, years later, internet comes about and you discover what happened with it. Apparently, the game was being translated by Nintendo, but for some reason or another they decided to scrap it. The basic consensus of it is that the English text for this would take up more memory space on the cartridge than the Japanese text did, just because of characters versus letters and words being longer and whatnot, but I don't know, that's kind of a lame excuse. It was something like, the game here is 32 megabit in Japan, and to bring it over here in English text it would have been 58 megabit, or sorry, 48 megabit. And apparently that would cost Nintendo more money, and they didn't think this game would be profitable. Fucking morons. Would have been a #1 game of the year. Anywho, let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got inside. Trying not to use my trusty opener, just because I don't want to risk scratching anything. I also don't want to scratch anything just for this. Okay. That. And off comes the plastic. Oh, need another drink. Non-copyrighted drink of choice, of course. Game feels really good to the touch. It's solid. Nice cardboard. Don't want to dent anything because it's going to go in my collection drawer right next to Secret of Mana 1. In box, of course. Yeah, I've recently gotten back into Super Nintendo collecting and Genesis collecting, NES collecting, basically retro game collecting, anything from NES era and up. These were a couple gems that, while I prefer original games in box, you can't get this original game in box. Though, I will say, of my Nintendo board, Seiken Densetsu 3, right there, just in case you're wondering. Super Famicom cartridge. A little tidbit, also have Final Fantasy VI, Japanese, Super Famicom. And a few other little tidbits. We'll go into those in a later video. Good stuff. More drink. If video game nerd can fart and shit on the internet, I can burp on the internet. Alright, first of all, Timewalk Games, they take old cartridges and basically retailor them to how they need things. They take the cartridge, they paint it gray so that any scuffs and whatnot won't show. They put their own logo on the back. They put their own sticker on the top. I noticed other videos mention about peeling, but this one seems good. The label itself seems pretty good. I've made a couple replacement labels for games I own, hate me or not. Fuck you, Nintendo Age. Anywho. But yeah, this seems pretty good. I'm not sure if it's laminated or not, or if they just use the paper for it. Interesting. But anyways, there's the game. Beautiful. It's getting pretty long. I might have to break this up and do a couple videos for YouTube. I'm not sure if they'll let me go about 10 minutes. Guess we'll see. Comes with cardboard insert. I'm pretty sure this is reproduction. So I'll put the game into there and put my knife on the ground so I don't scratch anything. It's there. And as you see, you get the whole package in the game. Instruction manual. Oh, be careful there. Looks like a map. Oh, this is great. Oh, no map? Oh, it is a map. And a poster. Secret of Mana 2. And then you get that. I'd put this on my wall, but honestly, I'd rather copy it and put the copy on the wall. But this is going to go right back into its case where it belongs. Here's the manual. It actually feels thicker than most Super Nintendo manuals. Holy shit. Wow. This is beautiful. Color might be a little bit faded, but I'll show you here. It is very, very colorful. Very descriptive, lots of text, lots of pictures, lots of arrows in case you can't figure out where the text goes to the picture. A leads to B leads to C. Tells you about the different characters. Got Angela, Reese, Charlie, all in English text to go with the English version of the game. And I wanted to mention this version here that Timewalk Games made is also a 3-player version, whereas Seiken Densetsu 3 on the Super Famicom is only 2-player. Secret of Mana on Super Nintendo, the English version of Seiken Densetsu 2, the one that we got here and everyone loves, is also a 3-player game. So use the multi-tap for that. I'll have to round up a couple friends. Maybe I'll be calling Mike and Chris over, and we'll see how things go. Great. Well, I'll be going through this one in more detail later. Do my video game research. Put this away. Well, you know. Perfect. Close that up. I know I'm gonna have to test this out as soon as I'm done this video. So there we have it. Secret of Mana 2. It's just beautiful how they've done this. It's perfect. Couldn't be any better if Nintendo did it themselves. Now, the still sealed Star Fox 2, if you're interested. I might end up cutting the video now. We'll see how YouTube goes. But I also have another special unboxing after this, just a bonus thing.